It's a romantic, almost like a modern fairy tale set in Paris. Griffin is in his 30s, which is quite nice to play because I'm 46. He's a translator, and I think one of the main things about the book is it is a conversation about language. It's about an American woman who comes to Paris. Griffin is British, he lives in Paris, and he associates with all of these different people from different cultures, and it's about how those people come together and communicate with each other, physically, verbally, and emotionally. And so he sort of represents all of those things in one person. Lauren writes in a very kind of easy way. She has a very specific rhythm. I think it's the first time I've ever been given like 2 or 3 pages of how each character, what she wants them to sound. She almost gives you a physical description of what they look like. And as I sort of see the author in an audiobook term like a conductor. So her rhythm is very specific. It's very conversational. It feels like it was written yesterday. She uses text messages. She uses like an interior monologue in the mind of the character and then actual dialogue. So moving between all of those places was interesting, but it has a kind of pace to it, and it feels like a conversation between 2 people in a pub. The way a travel book tells it, the River Seine is 485 miles long, 31 feet deep on average, and is spanned by 37 bridges in France's capital city. Boring. Facts can be so terribly dull. If I were writing a travel book, I'd surely add other details. For instance, the river is also home to occasional sewage overflows. It's a resting spot for lovelocks from the Pont des Arts, tossed in the river when angry lovers split, and it's a fairly popular watery disposal site for dead bodies, since about 55 of those buggers were dredged up in the Seine as recently as 10 years ago. Just picture that the next time someone suggests a dinner boat cruise down the Seine. I think Lauren's vision of Paris is incredibly romantic. It's also something which I think most people that have visited Paris on a holiday would recognize. So she's got all of the iconic buildings and also a kind of sensuality of rain on the pavements, colorful umbrellas. But there are also sensual metaphors kind of dotted around. I think one of the biggest things that hit me was a description of a pink door that the lead protagonist, Joy, becomes quite obsessed with. And I think that whole thing is a metaphor for what this piece is about, essentially.